Hey Aquarius, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle was not the king, the Queen of Cups and also the Nine of Swords. So there could have been something that was going on that maybe like had you in your feelings. I'm seeing us start off with the Five of Swords here, and I was also seeing on the bottom of the deck the Three of Pentacles. So let's see what's happening here. Five of Swords can be like a vibe of being on edge, but then I'm seeing the Death card, so maybe you're not feeling like that anymore. Maybe something's changed now, seeing this Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So you could have been walking around feeling like that, but now something has happened, so that's not how you're feeling anymore. So what's changed? I feel like your attitude has shifted here. It's like that moment where you're raging at everybody and then you eat something and you feel like a little angel after. Definitely, like something had you feeling a type of way for sure. But I'm not seeing that be the case anymore with the Death card here, so for some reason, you're feeling different now. Death card can also be a release of something too, where you're like, I don't want, okay, yeah. Feeling like this, not wanting to feel like that anymore, going through the changes that need to happen, moving forward. So this can even be like a coming to terms, a shedding now that's happening. I am seeing Justice on the bottom of the deck. It's like you're starting to move, but then take a step back, not sure. Two of Swords. It's like I'm trying to move forward here, but I'm feeling a little bit stuck. Why are you feeling stuck? Because of the cords. That's what I'm seeing. There's potential for you to loop back around here with something. I'm seeing the Star, I'm seeing the Three of Cups. There can be like hopes of reconciling with someone. I'm seeing Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This can be somebody that you feel is quite important to you. You could feel like you moved past something that you felt a type of way about initially. Because like the vibe that I'm getting with the Five of Swords and the Death card can be like something that had you feeling a type of way before, but now because things have changed, like maybe it's not relevant to you anymore. Like maybe you've released this, maybe you've let it go, maybe you've been through stuff and you're like, I can't believe I was like all worked up about that thing, you know? Like you could be in a very different place with the Death card here of like things have changed and I've grown and I've also like released that too, you know? Because the Five of Swords can be a bit of an ego trip too that we're going through where, I don't know, we may feel like righteous about something, you know, or like, I have a right to be feeling this way, but then it's sort of dragging you down. But then to have the Death card here, it kind of feels like that may not be the case any longer. And then to have the Six of Swords, it's sort of like wanting to move past this and continue on. But then again, like with this Two of Swords here, it's like, there's this part of you that's like, come on now, let's move forward. And then having the Two of Swords is like, well, what's actually going to be happening moving forward? Like, where are you actually moving to? And I do feel like with the Star and the Three of Cups, there can potentially be like a hope for, right? Because Star can be like hope and dreams and healing, and then Three of Cups can be like a reconciliation or a coming together of some sort, or like a getting back together. So maybe you feel stuck between those two things of like, there's part of me that wants to move on, but then there's this other part of me that wants things to be made right and that wants to reconcile. So what do I do? It looks like it may not be the easiest choice because I am seeing the Two of Cups. So this can be somebody where you're like, you know what, if this were just a regular relationship, I wouldn't care that much. But because it's somebody that I feel like I have a special connection with this person, it's not so open and shut case, you know? I do feel like I do feel for sure like there was something that you were mad about here. Like, this Five of Swords is giving me, like, we got a problem. But as I said before, it's not necessarily feeling like that anymore. So I don't know, like, who was mad at what. I don't know if this was you that you were mad about something or it was somebody else. But as I said before, I'm seeing somebody like went through something where they've sort of shifted the vibe. Wait, okay, hold on. I'm seeing something else, right? So somebody may have initially felt a type of way about something, right? But because of what they went through, they're like in their, I don't know, feeling a little like namaste here with the way somebody's taking this. Like, Death card is no joke. Death card can be going through something very intense that changes us at our core and allows us to sort of transform and evolve. And I'm seeing this person like feeling a type of way, going through this transformational process, coming out on the other side, like wanting to find peace of mind, right? And then they feel like, I'm faced with a decision now. And that's where I'm seeing the Star and the Three of Cups, and I'm seeing this Knight of Cups here. So this can be like, there's this part of me that sort of wants to reach out to this person because I've been thinking about them a lot, and it feels like they were mad, but maybe they're not mad anymore. So if you're the one that's on the receiving end of this, I feel like someone was definitely like had a vibe about something, you know? Like, this is somebody that's in a space where they're not trying to let people get close to them. Guarded, just watching their own back, you know? But I'm seeing they've gone through something. As I said before, Death card is no joke. It's like going through something intense that can really change us and really be the catalyst for us moving forward. So it does feel like this person, whether this be you that you went through something and you're like, yeah, I really did have a chip on my shoulder and I don't feel like that anymore, or this is the other person that you were dealing with. I'm seeing Scorpio and I'm seeing Aquarius here, and I'm also seeing Mercury on the bottom of the deck. So then, as this person is moving on, they can feel like, now I may need to sort of circle back to something. So they can feel like, because they're in a different place now, you know, like they've evolved in some way, that there's something that's become relevant to them. Something that they're thinking about, and it looks like it involves another person, and bringing something together. I feel like they would have, if this person is reaching out to you, I feel like they would have spoken to you very differently before than they would now. And you would be able to tell the difference. Like, before, I'm getting them be like really, really salty about something. I don't know like what's funny about that. Remember too, I'm like channeling. I don't know what this is about. I'm just channeling the energy as it comes through. So I'm getting them like needing to make a decision about, I guess we're seeing from their perspective, okay? But some of you, this could be you. There's like needing to make a decision, and somebody has another person on their mind here, and they're like, I'd really like to connect with them. They feel like you guys really understood one another and that you had a nice time when you hung out with each other. And it feels like they want to communicate feelings. But I get that if you would have caught this person before they went through this, you would have gotten a very different vibe from them. They would have been like kind of shut down, especially in the heart space. So you could have felt them be like kind of cold or uncaring, or maybe you saw them as being selfish, or, you know, stuff that when people have their heart chakra closed off in order to protect themselves, they're like disconnected. So that would have been the vibe that you got from this person before, if this is the other person, okay? And if this is you, then that could have been how you were coming through and coming across to somebody. Which there's no shame in that, you know? We change and we grow and we evolve. If we were already evolved and didn't have anything left to do, we wouldn't be here, so. I'm seeing a message, but I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. Having this Two of Swords feels like we don't know whether or not the message was sent. Like there was sort of this toss up of, do I do it or do I not do it? And then like there being this, like I'm thinking about this a lot and I feel moved in this direction, but it's like, why didn't they do it then? Would be the question. And maybe it's also a question of like, do I want to move on and not have this be part of what I'm doing? Or is this actually part of me moving on? You know, sometimes people feel like they need to make up or like make something right as they're moving forward, and that it's like necessary for their growth. But then sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where it's like, I do want to move forward and I feel like I don't need to go back and rehash that. So I get sort of that being the, which way are we going to go with this? What decision is going to be made here? Because having Star and having the Three of Cups can be a choice to heal something with someone, and someone that at one point in time we were very close with, that we cared about a lot in some way. And it does almost seem like someone may have reached out and said something, and then I am seeing the Ten of Swords, so someone could have reached out and communicated, and then things ended there. So I'm seeing Ten of Swords, and I'm seeing Ten of Pentacles, and then I'm seeing the World. So that's like, that chapter is shut then. So it could even have seemed like a done deal, but I'm getting that that's not the end of this. Just the way that the energy is coming through, it's like definitely not that simple. But I do get the feeling that, actually, no, I'm gonna wait to go there. Because I'm seeing something that happened. I'm definitely getting an interaction here, or at least one person said something to the other person. Why aren't the cards coming out? Is this still on the table? Yeah, I'm seeing this again where when someone was in a spot, okay, where their heart chakra, we can say, like, wasn't completely activated, it looks like they communicated something with another person, and then I'm seeing things be done. So it's like it closed out then, like, right there. And then I'm seeing there be sort of this moving on to better times, things feeling more stable, but then they're needing to, then I'm seeing like a decision point coming up, sort of about how wants to begin a new chapter. And you go from things being very rough too with the Death card to then moving into the Ten of Pentacles, which is things like smoothing out and becoming more stable. And maybe somebody felt like from that spot where things were stable when they weren't before, it then brought up the option for them to maybe have an option and make a decision that they didn't have before. Because I definitely get the vibe of someone like really going through something that looks pretty rough. And it seems like it changed them in some way. Here we go. So you have Six of Wands in the Tower. Tower is generally something unexpected that's happening, but I'm seeing Temperance on the bottom of the deck, so this means like no sudden moves. It means kind of just let the dust settle before doing anything. So it means like, you know, sometimes we go through a tower, we need to like act immediately and do something, or we need to really like apply ourselves. Having Temperance means like just kind of stand back and watch everything happening and figure out your next move. Because I'm getting you being like quite a different place now, it seems. I'm seeing the moon wanting to pop out. Having the the World and having the King of Cups and having the Six of Wands is sort of like things have been concluded. I feel like I've accomplished sort of what needed to be accomplished. I feel like I'm in a better place mentally. I feel more grounded. I feel more present. And Six of Wands is sort of like moving through things, feeling like you're sort of in a better place and that you can sort of be present and active within your life in a way that you want to be, and liking the way that you're showing up and feeling connected in the way that you're showing up to the process. And so you see yourself over here having worked through things that feel challenging and feeling like you've succeeded. And then I'm seeing there be a Tower over here. So it almost seems like as you're like crossing the finish line, then like something is crumbling over here, and I'm seeing Tower, I'm seeing Five of Wands, and then I'm seeing Four of Swords and Temperance again on the bottom of the deck. So this can mean something sort of breaking out in some way to have the Five of Wands after, but then Four of Swords is like rather than engaging, to actually disengage and to step back, which also makes sense for seeing Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Like rather than running into the fire, it's sort of stepping back from it. And this can also be, like this can be spontaneously feeling conflicted about something after you just came off of what you feel like would be a win over here, but it can also be there being an unexpected hassle that you have with somebody too, where maybe you thought something was over, it wasn't going to happen, and then you have something happening over here. And then I'm seeing the Four of Swords, which can be like that separation of there's like a ball of tension over here that's happening, and it can be internal and it can also be between two people, and then there's like a separation from that, of like a cooling off from that. Because it does even seem like there could have been, like after this stuff happened, there could have been talk about sort of like reuniting with somebody. And there could have been talk too about like how things came to an end and how things concluded, and then feeling like what needed to be done was done, and then starting a new chapter. As I said before, feeling like you're in a better place. And this can even be a moment too where you think something's going to be smooth between you and another person, and now it's like, surprise, surprise, we're fighting again. Yeah, taking a step back, I'm seeing is what's being suggested here. Repeating this again, rather than running into the flames, I'm seeing it be suggested to pull back. I'm seeing Four of Swords, I'm seeing Page of Pentacles, and I'm seeing Hermit. So this is like step all the way back from this rather than engaging further. That was the Five of Cups. Seems like it's going to help you come to terms with something here that you may not have been expecting. Yeah, I'm seeing there be like even feeling sad about something here. Yeah, I do get like an unexpected situation popping up, but... And I don't know, like maybe in the past you would have seen something happening and then like jumped on it, you know? It feels like that's not the case here, that there's definitely a stepping back. I'm not seeing like necessarily a whole walking away, but I'm definitely getting a like disengaging for sure, rather than building this up and fanning the flames. And here is that moon that I feel like kept wanting to come out too. So we have Scorpio, we have Aquarius, we have Saturn, Mars, and Pisces. What a weird thing to end with the moon. I feel sometimes like the moon can be a little bit ominous, where like you don't really know what's going to pop out behind it, or like what's going to come up, and you may be sort of surprised by what ends up coming up. And it can even, like, moon can even suggest like there's more to the story that is going to be like found out later down the line as well. So that's also something to be mindful of too. So let's start from the top here. 5 of Swords and Knight of Cups and the Tower looks like having a chat with somebody or getting a message from somebody, and having it be the 5 of Swords may like not have been a nice interaction that happened between you and someone. Like someone could be really feeling a type of way about something, mad about something, salty about something, feeling closed off too. Like having 5 of Swords can be somebody being in fight mode and saying something that if they were grounded, they wouldn't be saying, that sort of thing. And for those of you that this is you, like your anger or your ego could have gotten the best of you, and you sent a message to somebody and you even like surprised yourself by saying something here. But then what I'm seeing is that like a Tower happens because of this. So it really does feel like somebody slipped up and said something in not a nice way, most likely, because we start with the 5 of Swords. But also this can be important because 5 of Swords can be what happens when we're feeling resentful about something, or when we've not been showing up for ourselves, or when we've been letting somebody cross our boundaries, which is on us, but then we sort of explode because of it in some way. And so it can be somebody like actually revealing how they really feel, although it's not somebody that has processed through something. So it's that they're speaking from a closed heart chakra space, and even though they may feel that what they're saying is genuine, it's coming from a wounded place. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not an excuse. It's just giving more insight into what's going on here, so we can understand and also like not demonize anybody, because I'm sure we've all said things that we regret, right? Or that we look at something and it's like, yeah, my ego was bruised and that's what showed up. So anyway, I'm seeing that sort of like conversation over there happens, and I'm seeing a Tower because of it, and then I'm seeing the Death card. So that could have been someone on the receiving end maybe being like, this was the last straw, I'm not going to hear this anymore. And I'm seeing the 10 of Swords. So it looks like something came to an end because of this, because of somebody just communicating in a bit of an out of touch way. And I'm seeing the cycle end there. And having the Death card can be like, full stop, this isn't going any further. And then 10 of Swords is like it really being over. And it feels all like this came about because of something that someone said when they were feeling a type of way too. Because you have to know, like 5 of Swords isn't like really somebody, it's their ego saying something. And then I'm seeing that after 10 of Swords, so after you think like, oh, it's over now, I'm seeing the 5 of Wands here. So it can be like things are over, but y'all are still fighting with one another. So that can like still be happening. But then 6, or it can also be like something still needs to be worked out, or something is being worked out, or there's just still that like tussling back and forth. Then 6 of Swords is like wanting to move past that. So 5 of Wands is like that conflict, that fighting, that like things are not kosher. And then 6 of Swords is like, I gotta get my mind right, like I need to move forward. And then 10 of Pentacles is about stability. And you go from the Tower and the Death card and things feeling very destabilizing to then wanting to move to the 10 of Pentacles, where it's like, I feel like I can come home and things feel calm and it feels safe, and I feel like I'm regulated after feeling very dysregulated. And then 4 of Swords is sort of like highlighting that, because 4 of Swords is that I need to rest mentally and I need peace, and it can also be separating from this situation. And then I'm seeing 2 of Swords, which looks like there's separation in order for somebody to decide something here. And then I'm seeing the world. So it feels like that closes out a chapter, and now it's about deciding, what do I want this new chapter to be like? And so I'm seeing sort of this time of maybe us not interacting with one another is helping somebody, or maybe both parties, even decide what they want to do moving forward. Because it feels definitely like the cooling off is helpful for regulating in a way where something was happening over here and the vibe was not a regulated vibe. So then we come up to the top where we see the star and we see the King of Cups here. And so this can be sort of like making efforts to heal from something, making efforts to ground, making efforts to be present emotionally to the Five of Cups, which is sort of taking in and processing everything that's happened. And then up at the top, we see Three of Cups. So we can go from feeling sad and disappointed to there maybe being something coming back together. So is there, I'm feeling sad, disappointed, remorseful, I regret things, and then are we reconciling? And then feeling like, yeah, we did it. We're reconciling with one another. We did what we needed to do. But then, as I said before about there being like this ominous vibe, we have the moon here. So that means like this is not the end of the story, that there's going to be more that's going to happen here, okay? And I am also seeing, the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this feels like moving forward deliberately and also paying attention to what's happening rather than glossing anything over, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.